Wednesday, May 3rd, 2023. It is 6:22 p.m. and we are in Commission Chambers, City Hall, 5332 East US Highway 83, here in Rio Grande City, Texas, Suite 8. At this time, we'll have the invocation by Commissioner Ramirez, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner De Leon.
Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to be here today. We ask you to please clear our minds and give us the wisdom to make the right decisions for the citizens of this community, and bless us with more rain at this time. We thank you, and amen.
Amen. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one indivisible.
Thank you, Commissioner Ramirez, Commissioner De Leon. This time we'll have the finding of quorum. Solis?
Yes, Mayor Villarreal.
Here.
Commissioner Ramirez.
Here.
Commissioner De Leon.
Here.
Commissioner Olivares.
Here.
Commissioner Escobedo.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Next item is 1C, Public Forum. Do we have anyone signed up for Public Forum?
No one signed up for public.
No one signed up. Next item is 1D, Departmental Reports. Chief?
Yes, Mayor, we got several departments. Let me give Ms. Norma Foss, and we got several departments that want to report. We have some new employees also that you all need to meet.
Hello, Ms. Holtz.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Good evening.
Real quick, I know we have a long agenda, but I just wanted to remind you and invite you to our Keeping It Real Art Walk. It'll be happening tomorrow at the Lopez Serena Courtyard from 5:30 to 7:30. We'll be having poets and art, obviously, and the Rio Jazz Band will be performing at 7 o'clock, so I hope y'all can make it. And then real quickly, I want to also point out that because we are an accredited library, we qualified for E-rate, and E-rate is like for internet. So our internet for the year was $8,100. We qualified for a 90% discount of $7,209, so we only have to pay $810 for the year.
Way to go, Ms. Holtz.
Thank you.
And you want to tell us a little bit about Dia del Niño, and you had an awesome event.
Thank you. Yes, we had over close to 50 participants that went in, different business organizations and sponsors that attended, I'm saying businesses and nonprofits. We had a great turnout with the DJs and some volunteers that helped us out. We passed out over 500 books. I really want to thank Public Works and the Parks Department. They were awesome. They helped us out a lot. We couldn't have done it without them. And all the volunteers that also went, and the city personnel that was there to help us. We appreciate it. And next year, we hope again to give out more books. But it was fun to see the children walk away with smiles on their faces. The only requirement we had of every single participant that was there is that they had to have something for children. So a game, even if it was snack, something it's all about the kids. And for libraries, it's Dia del Niño, Dia de los Libros. And so that was our goal.
Thank you, Ms. Holtz. Appreciate it. Chief?
Mayor, Commission, good evening. I just wanted to announce that the Police Department and our Animal Control have teamed up with Dr. Margo, our local veterinarian. We're going to host a rabies clinic here at City Hall on June 10th from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So we're going to set it up in a way that it will be a drive-through. So the city, we're going to be giving out 150 vouchers to our citizens. We'll start announcing once we have the vouchers and everything lined up. And they can pick up their vouchers at the police department. People do have to bring proof of citizen that they live within city limits. And we're doing 2 pets per household. Just to make sure there's enough to go around.
Is that for canines?
For canines and cats. So we're looking forward. This has been a couple of weeks in the making. We've had meetings with Dr. Margo and we're excited.
How will you be selecting the, I guess, who receives the vouchers?
First come, first serve.
First come, sure.
Yeah, we have 150, and now if we run out of the 150, they can still come in whether they live inside city or the county the day of the event and just pay the $19 for the rabies shots.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief.
Ms. Baez,
Yes.
I know that there's a lot of construction going on in the city, Mayor, and I want Ms. Baez to give a little bit of an update on that and what the timeline of that's going to be.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners.
Good evening, Mayor.
Yes.
Everyone is getting in the way of everyone at the construction. I know yesterday on Pine Street, we had contractors from Blue Wave, we had the contractors with paving the street, and we also had public utilities working on a leak. And everybody wondered, well, I'm here first, and don't throw water, but they all worked together, and it was done. The leak was taken care of, and everybody was able to get back to their work. Pine Street, as y'all remember, it was under pond of water. We asked for rain, and then we say, no more rain. But, it was pumped out. That was an agreement made with the Border Pacific, and they will be doing actually the whole street of Pine Street. They are going to be following the plans of Half and Associates. They will be providing us test results, and they'll be working on the whole length of it. On San Benito, they'll only work within their 100-foot right-of-way. That was something that had been kind of agreed before last week, and then...
And we'll reserve the rest of the discussion for executive session.
Yes. So that's going to be taken care of in case y'all are asked. Columbus already got dried up, pumped out the water, and they got the test results. We'll be getting the test results tomorrow. The project is supposed to end by July. They've been working on Las Brisas. They did go and find a low spot. They had the testing. That'll be also coming in tomorrow. And this testing will determine how much Portland cement they'll be adding to the base to harden it and to make it ready for the asphalt paving.
I have a question about Las Brisas. I don't know if I can ask now, council, or do we wait for executive?
I would reserve it for executive session.
Okay.
So then after that, we will have only the San Benito and the Columbus after they finish Las Brisas, and the project will end. They do have some rain days going. Monday, we will have a pre-construction with G8 to start Plainview and Reina. And they're ready to move forward. As you know, that's a street that the people have been waiting for almost 3 years on Plainview, so that's very much welcome in that area. And we've already worked several test results for the public safety building. That's ongoing also. We hope to bring forward some more information on some of the projects. We just submitted about an hour ago the application for $500,000, and there's several streets there, Retama, Carr, we have De La Cruz, Rio, and Grande. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting one more. In Cypress. So hopefully before the end of the year, we'll get notified, we're funded, and we can move forward with another batch of streets.
And we're asking residents to be patient. I understand there's some timelines, and of course with the rains, but again, patience at this point. The streets will be paved, and they're in the process of making all that happen. So again, to our residents, be patient. Streets are going to be phenomenal once they're complete, and they're doing a phenomenal job to make sure that they're done right and not cut any corners on them. So patience at this point, that's all we can say to everyone. Please bear with us. It's a work in progress, and of course did not anticipate for some of the rains nonetheless, but it will get done, and it's moving along quite effectively, and make sure that, again, that it gets done in a way that will last long-term. So with that, please, patience. Cannot stress that enough.
Yes, sir. And maybe hold off on watering the lawn for a little while so it won't run off into the waters that are getting compacted, so that we can get out of there quick. So that's right now. Unless y'all have any questions on any other projects.
No, just make sure that we're on it, and again, I understand, and if we can put something out, again, asking for the patience from residents. We understand the concerns and the timelines and all that, but at this point, they are working as effectively as they can and as expeditiously as they can, so please bear with us. Work in progress.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Baez.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baez.
Ms. Rubio? She's in the back, sir.
evening, Commissioners and everybody in attendance and on Facebook Live. I just wanted to come up here and talk about our new initiative that me and Melinda Gomez with the EDC are working on. We're actually started a Rio Grande City podcast, and Mayor Villarreal was our very first guest. It was posted last week. We posted our second episode this week where we talked to Ms. Norma Villarreal about National Library Week and a few of the different Ms. Norma Foltz, I'm so sorry. Ms. Norma Foltz about some of the initiatives that the library is talking about. And we're just bringing on different guests. We want to get all of our commissioners on at some point also, so just be ready for that. And it's going well so far. We're getting listeners. You can find us on Podbean, and today we found out that Google Podcast picked us up, so we're just waiting. We're hopefully going to get picked up by Apple Podcasts as well, and hopefully Spotify too.
Yes, very good.
Yes.
I can see us at some point, yes, it'll be live, and,
Yes.
with the nice little couches there, and y'all doing their, awesome.
That's what we're going to build to, and we're definitely going to be trying to add some more. There's talk of a morning show, a weekly morning show where we talk about things that are going to be happening within the week within the city. So really fun things coming. This is just
They
our
make it
first.
so easy, y'all made it so easy to just flow the conversation, so when commissioners, you'll have your opportunities to be on there as well.
It's
So-
fun, it's
Yes,
fun.
it is.
Thank you so much, thank you.
And our directors too, and staff, whoever, at some point. Thank you.
Mayor, I want to call up Ms. Solis and Eddie. They got two new employees, and for them to come forward, please.
Very good.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Commission. I would like to introduce our newest employee, Mrs. Lynette Montemayor, who will be assisting me in an administrative role. Just want to welcome her. She's been great. She's been with us since last week, Thursday, and since then, I've already felt the relief with the workload, so.
You can see it in your face, Ms. Solis.
Yes, very happy.
Ms. Montemayor, would you like to say a few words?
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you all for the opportunity, and it is a privilege to work with a great group of people, and I'll commit myself to do and be the best for the city.
Very good, thank you.
Welcome on board.
Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
And don't worry where we're going to take a photo. Don't go too far, should I say.
Mayor and Commission, just wanted to mention that we have a new employee for the IT department. His name is Roel Solis. He's been working about for a month and a half. At the moment, he's working part-time. And it's very often that I have to be in several places at once, so he's been a really good help.
So you mentioned he's part-time right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Hopefully, we can get him full-time in the future.
Is Mr. Solis?
Mr. Solis, Roel Solis.
Would you like to say a few words, Mr. Solis?
Yes, my name's Roy Solis. You can all just call me Roy, for short. Thank you for the opportunity to work here for the city. And I have nothing to say.
Welcome. Welcome on board. Welcome. Hola. Let's get this. New employees, congratulations, welcome. I know,
Here we go, ready, 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you for smiling again.
I'm sorry, Commissioner. Anyone else, Chief?
No, sir. Unless somebody else has something to say or a report to the commission, they could come forward.
Hello, Mr. Milan.
Good evening. I won't take much time. Just for your information, the city of Rio Grande has issued the permit for the Take 5 oil change right next to Wendy's. If you see activity, that's what's going on. We gave grant clearance also to Texas Regional Bank. They should be literally paying for the permit tomorrow or before Friday. Some of the building numbers.
How big is that new place gonna be?
That's 2,500 square feet.
7,500?
25.
25?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yes, and it's got a construction value around $500,000. We have a total construction value for the month of April of $3.3 million with 136,000 square feet of improvements in the city of Rio, including about 10 new homes worth between $200,000 to $250,000.
Very good.
And more to come.
And more to come.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Mr. Milan, appreciate it. Excellent news. Anyone else who would like to share great things that are happening within your departments? Not? Let's move on. Next item is E, Proclamation National Economic Development Week. And it's So it's Proclamation Economic Development Week, whereas the International Economic Development Council is the largest professional economic development organization dedicated to serving economic developers, and whereas the IEDC has designated May 8th through the 12th, 2023 as Economic Development Week, and whereas economic developers promote economic well-being and quality of life for their communities by creating, retaining, and expanding jobs that facilitate growth, enhance wealth, and provide a stable tax base, and whereas economic developers stimulate and incubate entrepreneurism in order to help establish the next generation of new businesses, which is the hallmark of the American economy, and whereas economic developers are engaged in a wide variety of settings, including rural and urban, local, state, provincial, and federal governments, public-private partnerships, chambers of commerce, universities, and a variety of other institutions. And whereas economic developers attract and retain high-quality jobs, develop vibrant communities, improve the quality of life in their regions, and whereas Rio Grande City economic development leaders work closely with local, state, federal, and international partners to attract investment, create jobs, and develop a vibrant quality of life in Rio Grande City. And whereas the Mayor and City Commission of the great city of Rio Grande City strongly supports economic development activities and recognizes the work of our economic development team in Rio Grande City. Now therefore it be resolved that the City of Rio Grande City recognizes the week of May 8th through May 12th, 2023 as Economic Development Week, and remind individuals of the importance of this community celebration, which supports expanding career opportunities and making lives better. This time we have Ms. Dalinda Guillen. Guillen, would you like to share a few words?
Mayor, Commissioners, again, it's another year for Economic Development Week across the country, and we are very proud of the work that we have accomplished this year. And of course, it's, without the support of our mayor, commissioners, and our EDC board, we wouldn't be where we're at today, seeing this tremendous amount of growth in our community and employment. We continue to make strides to make our community better, and together we've been able to accomplish a lot. So we're happy to celebrate the week with our peers across the country, and we thank you for all the support that you have given us.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you again.
And from our president of our EDC, Commissioner Ramirez.
No, simple same things, like Ms. Guillen mentioned, we've seen tremendous growth, and again, it's all because we have learned to work together, from staff to our city manager to everybody that's invested in our community. So we're super excited, super proud of the growth that we've seen the last couple of months, and again, and more to come. So again, we're looking forward to that. So thank you, Ms. Guillen.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and certainly thank you to our EDC board, which is comprised of Dr. Margu, Lori Peterson Perez, Flor Flores, Commissioner De Leon, Commissioner Ramirez, myself, Commissioner Escobedo, and of course, Commissioner Olivares. is part of the team, and of course our staff. We cannot stress enough to reiterate what Commissioner Ramirez just said. Our EDC has been phenomenal in reference to what we have accomplished here in Rio Grande City and what's yet to come. And I can say this, and I've said this before, in the next 4 years, we're not going to recognize Rio Grande City with everything that is coming down the pipeline, and it's incredible the growth and prosperity that we thus far have seen here and are about to see even more. So with that, congratulations to our EDC, to the city, to the staff, to the board, to everyone that's part of this, and of course our community that supports all these efforts. So with that, thank you so much. Appreciate it. The next item is item 1F, Proclamation National Historic Preservation Month. And Proclamation National Preservation Month, whereas Preservation Month began as National Preservation Week in 1973, and whereas in 2005, the National Trust extended the celebration to the entire month of May and declared it Preservation Month to provide an even greater opportunity to celebrate the diverse and unique heritage of our country's cities and states. And whereas the 2023 Preservation Month theme of People Saving Places is a national high five to everyone doing the great work of saving places in ways big and small and inspiring others to do the same. And whereas the city of Rio Grande City has a number of National Register landmarks, a National Register Historic District, and a locally designated historic district worth seeing, saving, and celebrating. And whereas historic preservation is an effective tool for managing growth and sustainable development, revitalizing neighborhoods, fostering local pride, and maintaining community character while enhancing livability. And whereas historic preservation is inherently economically, environmentally, and socially sustainable, fostering a culture of reuse and maximizing the life cycle of all resources through conservation. And whereas historic preservation is relevant for communities across the nation, both urban and rural, and for Americans of all ages, all walks of life, and all ethnic backgrounds. And whereas it is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of the heritage that has shaped us as people. And whereas many Rio Grande City residents, groups, and organizations, including but not limited to the city's own historic commission, Kelsey Bass Museum, Commission Economic Development Corporation, and Main Street Program, work determinedly to preserve Rio Grande City's past for future generations. And now therefore, I, Joel Villarreal, and our City Commission, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as National Preservation Month and call upon the people of Rio Grande City to join their fellow citizens across the United States to join their fellow citizens in recognizing and participating in this special observance. Do we have anyone from Historic? And Ms. Guillen?
We have our Historic Preservation Officer with us, Mr. Milan, who we worked with very closely on our projects downtown. Just earlier today, we had 3 different businesses in our downtown come to let us know about their intent to do some really neat facades and improve their properties downtown. There's no doubt that people are saving places in our community, and as the theme says, people saving places starts with, those individuals passionate about our history and preserving our buildings, and we have a lot of those in our community that we applaud, which is why we're bringing them together in celebration next week to thank them for their commitment and investment in our beautiful downtown properties. There's still some that need some work, but we're making progress. And of course, without your support, we wouldn't be able to do what we do. There is a lot of work ahead of us in preservation, but that's why it's important to let the community know that they can be involved and they can be a part of this, renovation and rejuvenation of our downtown. We take pride in our history, and that's why we're recognizing it with this proclamation today. So thank you for always supporting those efforts of our downtown, our Main Street, our Historic Commission, who are always looking for opportunities to make things better.
Thank you, Ms. Guillen.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Would you like to share a few words, Mr. Milan, regarding the historic preservation?
Yes, sir, Mayor, thank you. As you can see downtown, there are some properties that joint efforts between the plan department and also EDC that have been cleaned. We're still working with some of the owners on some additional buildings, but the efforts are there. We will continue to promote the cleaning of properties downtown. And there's still, I believe, that incentive of the trash receptacle for property owners to clean. And again, of course, we still pre-approve at the Historic Preservation Commission signage, facade improvements, all those improvements you see downtown, they've been pre-approved by Historic Preservation Commission. There's one coming up, I believe, on about Fabi's, the embroidery company. There's a couple of signs downtown, but again, it's all been pre-approved by Historic Preservation. And it's as long as it meets the Department of the Interior guidelines, which have been certified since the year 2002.
Thank you, Mr. Milan.
Thank you.
And thank you to all. When you're looking at our downtown and it's nationally recognized, and the efforts that we as a commission and all these entities are involved with this, I mean, it's a tremendous effort to keep. Rio Grande City is a historic community, and how do we make sure that we have both, right? The historic appeal, but also the modern amenities, and we seem to be doing it just right, that we're having that, making sure that our buildings are sustainable for future. I know we have a lot of work, and thank you for recognizing that, but it's an effort that all of us have to be part of and be proud that we do have many historical buildings and beautiful buildings at that, and at the same time have the modern amenities. So it's the perfect mix of having the historic, the modern, and many of us here also have little ranch out there that you can still have access to, and 5 minutes later you're back in town. So it's a perfect combination of all these efforts by many. So with that, thank you so much for these efforts. And as we mentioned, I know we have a lot of work to do, but nonetheless, what is happening now is phenomenal. More and more buildings are being renovated, and slowly we're getting there where all of them will be at some point. So thank you to all that are part of this, appreciate it. And let's keep at it, right? But thank you so much, and certainly deservedly so, recognizing this month for preservation, historic, and all these entities. So once more, thank you so much for that, appreciate it. The next item is two consent agenda, items A, B, and C. Do we have any?
Mayor, there's no objection. I move to approve consent agenda items 2A, 2B, and 2C.
I second.
Have a motion to approve consent agenda items 2A, 2B, 2C by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is resolutions 3A, discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve resolution 2023-10 for the appointment of members to the Rio Grande City Economic Development Corporation. That's item 3A. And the names are on there. It's Ray Ramirez, Lori Perez, and Bohemia Real.
I so move the... I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Escobedo, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 4, letter A, first reading of ordinance number 2023-03, amending the 2022-2023 fiscal budget by providing a transfer from the city's fund balance to the city's general fund.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners.
Good evening. Good evening.
This line item here is requesting a budget amendment for the fiscal year 22-23. We thought we had budgeted enough money for the year, but apparently we haven't. Maintenance and repairs on the vehicles.
You mean inflation, sir?
Inflation also as well, but it's over the roof. We didn't anticipate we would need this much money. So we're gonna be, the budget amendment is asking for $83,000. We were able to find some money within the budget that we're gonna cut between now and the end of the fiscal year. We've asked all the directors to limit their expenditures for the remainder of the year. And hopefully we can cover the remainder of the year with $83,000 that we're asking to move from the fund balance. Again, for the most part, everything's going to maintenance and repairs on our equipment and vehicles.
I move that we approve item 4A as presented.
We have a motion to approve item 4A by Commissioner Olivares, second by Commissioner
And
Ramirez.
Mr. Mayor, if we may, this is a first reading because of the nature of the ordinance. I think in the last 2 pages of that section of the packet, if the first reading would constitute the first paragraph and the first 2 recitals in that document.
What page is that?
It would be it's not numbered at the top, but it would be the last 2 pages of section 4B. So it would be the second to the last page at the top, and it's in large bolded letters. 4A. I'm sorry, 4A. My apologies to the commission. Last 2 pages. So it'd be the second to the last page at the top, sir.
Okay, and at this point, we need to do what again?
And it would be the first reading, so we would read the first paragraph at the top and the 2 paragraphs in the preamble.
So meaning, for example, ordinance number 2023-03.
Yes,
So
sir.
just at this point is an ordinance amending the budget of the city of Rio Grande City for the fiscal year of 2022-2023, effective October 1st, 2022, by providing for a transfer of funds from the city's fund balance to the city's general fund, to wit $83,741.35 needed to reconcile various budget lines items as presented.
And that will work, Mr. Mayor, and then I'll just add for a matter of public record, pages 70 through 77 of that section are the Exhibit A referenced in that ordinance.
And the motion that was made, we're good there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the motion by Commissioner Ramirez,
Olivares.
Commissioner Olivares, and second by Commissioner Ramirez. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Next item is 4B. We're good there?
Yes, sir.
4B, first reading of ordinance number 2023-04 for credit card payments for fees, fines, and court costs or other changes on behalf of the city of Rio Grande City, providing for the collection of service fees and service charges, authorizing for contracts for credit card encumbrances, and providing for the disposition of fees and charges.
Yes, Mayor, this authorizes our finance director to accept payment by credit card fees, fines, and costs, and reimbursement fees, service charges, and encumbrance of credit card fees. So this is a first reading for that one. If we need to make any changes, we can make them before the next meeting.
So what, Mr. Cantu, what are the average fees that are charged whenever somebody pays with a credit card?
It's very hard to calculate the average. We anticipated at the beginning of the year 2.5%, but apparently that was too high. We're overcharging, so we brought it down to 1.5, and now we're too low.
So the company doesn't give you a set amount, $1.50?
They don't have a set amount because it depends on what card they use. Each card has a separate amount, a separate fee and a separate percentage, so it depends.
So every card is different based on, I
Yes.
guess, the card itself and...
Yeah, so it's very hard for us because we only have one fee for everything, and they have separate fees for, there's MasterCard debit, MasterCard credit, Visa, American Express, and they all have their own fees and percentages.
So we're trying to even it out so
We're
that
just
way it
trying to
doesn't
even
cost
it
the
out.
city any money for, obviously, for this.
Correct.
So are we getting closer like the 2%? Because you said 1.5 was too low, 2.5 was too high.
Yeah.
Closer to,
Closer, so that we monitor every month, so, and we see what the charges come in and then how much we collected. And then this allows us to be able to move it without.
and our intention is just so that we don't incur any expenses to the city, right? Just so that we can
Right.
cover the actual costs that are being billed to the city.
Exactly, not to
Yes,
make
just
any
to
money,
break
not to
even.
put any more burden on the.
Just break even.
Break
I
even,
mean, at
that's
this point, so it's not costing the city money
Right.
okay. We have to do the same thing and read the first paragraph, or is it the same, right?
This one, we tied the reading into the actual, so it's
Okay.
already been read, open, and I'll note for the commission's consideration also that this ordinance tracks the statutes closely, so it's good to go.
All right.
First reading.
Do we have a motion at this time?
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 4B by Commissioner Olivares,
I'll send it.
second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 5 contracts and agreements. Letter A, discussion and possible action regarding the approval of expenditures and contracts valued less than $50,000 but more than $5,000 that comply with or an exempt from section 252.0215 of the local government code.
Yes, Mayor, we have several pre-applications here from various of our departments, from the fire department to the to Public Works to EDC, and some of the construction project payments also that are going to be paid out after this meeting. If y'all have any questions on any of those, the directors are here to answer any questions.
All right. Any questions? If not, we entertain a motion.
I move that we approve, what is that, 6A?
It's 5A.
5A, I'm sorry.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5A.
Second.
Second by Commissioner De Leon. Any further discussion? All those in
I had a question here on
Go ahead.
Martinez Service Center for that 2008 Ford F-550. Is that like a tanker truck or like a big truck?
That is the fire truck.
That's the one that we discussed last time?
Yes, I just put them in there so you can see the quotes that were there.
Yeah, I just noticed there's the bigger, the 550, so it's a bigger tanker truck, so okay.
Correct, yes.
That's why the cost is a little high, but okay. So for that price, I'll probably buy a new one, but it's not a regular truck, it's one of those bigger.
Right, it's a
car
big
trucks.
truck, yeah, it's a big brush truck.
Thank you.
Are we good? Yes. So we have a motion to approve, a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 5B, discussion and possible action for the allocation of ARPA funds to the acquisition of 2 riding mowers for the maintenance of city premises.
Mayor, this is a item to purchase 2 tractors with the ARPA funds, and these are for parks. There's 3 quotes attached to that item, and Mr. Iggy is here if you all have any questions on that.
Are you able to bag the clippings with them? The clippings, the grass?
They're sitting on a bag to pick up all the grass that's being cut? No.
How much more would it be to get one of, and the reason I'm asking is because, we're moving towards that where, we have an ordinance by clippings, particularly in 83. At some point, we need to make sure that people are not just throwing the grass into the 83, especially
I could get some quotes on,
to see what, because I would like to have that way. The last thing we need is for us to be cutting the grass and dumping it to the street, right? So that's something we need to consider, make it easier for you, for the staff, right? Any other questions for?
Nope.
Okay, we entertain a motion at this time.
I so move.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5B by Commissioner Ramirez.
Second.
Second by Commissioner De Leon. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 5C, discussion and possible action for the allocation of ARPA funds for the purchase of a striping machine for the Public Works Department for street maintenance and improvement as a matter of public safety.
Mr. Barrera?
Yes, good evening, Mayor and Commission. This is a striping machine. We got 3 quotes for a striping machine. We can stripe parking lots or make stop bars. It's not for highway. It's only for parking lots and stop bars at stop signs. So we got 3 quotes for it. It's the same machine, but it's we have a different vendors.
Okay.
Lewis, there was Sherwin-Williams.
that's a low quote, Sherwin-Williams?
Yeah, it's that's the lowest one. Sherwin.
From here, from Rio?
Locally, yes.
Entertain a motion.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
We have a motion to approve by Commissioner Olivares, second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? Those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 5D, discussion and possible action for the allocation of CO funds for the construction of a metal structure for public works.
Yes, Mayor, Mr. Barrera.
Yes, we want it to build a metal structure for our trucks, and it's a 150 by 50. It's a gable roof. It's a metal, and we got also 3 quotes on it. The ones that are we recommending, it's Mr. Boyervides. That's the least expensive, so I think you got it there in your package.
All right.
I move that we approve 5D as presented.
Have a motion to approve item 5D by Commissioner Olivares. Have a second? Second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 5E. Discussion and consideration, possible action to contract American Electric and Power AEP for the provision of electrical services to the public safety building.
Mr. Mayor, the city has requested AEP to provide electrical services for the public safety building. AEP will be extending primary bore across 755 to service the public safety building, although it's next to Tractor Supply. The total for the bore is $29,337.32. Attached is the agreement and the diagram where that bore will be going.
And that would suffice as far as making sure we have electrical load to that rest of that development.
Correct. The first, yes, sir. That is correct.
All right.
So move item 6E.
5E.
5E.
Have a motion to approve item 5E by Commissioner Escobedo. I know I'm having trouble with it. Second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 5F. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to contracts Sunday Musical, Inc. for entertainment services for the city's July 1st, 2023 Freedom Fest community event.
Mr. Hernandez.
Mayor, Commission, in preparation for our Freedom Fest, we have solicited some musical acts for entertainment. This would be for the group called La Casetera. They're a bit of a variety band, very high quality, put on a big show, doing very good on touring. We watched some of their videos and we were able to solicit a very fair price for them. So there was some suggestions on the contract. We did have a legal review it. So I am asking for approval on this contract contingent on the changes recommended by our legal.
I understand we're also talking to Bad Bunny, is that true?
Yes.
No? All right, I just throw it out there. All right, so.
That's our surprise musical
Okay,
guest.
all right, Bad Bunny.
Give it away.
Let's throw that. All right, do we entertain a motion at this time?
That's a moment.
Have a motion to approve item 5F. By Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 5G, discussion, consideration, and possible action to contract Los Cumbia Kings through 621 Kings LLC for entertainment services for the city's July 1st, 2023 Freedom Fest community event.
Yes, they are also being considered for our Freedom Fest event. The Cumbia Kings are well-known in our area, and I think they'd be a great addition to our show. They haven't played anywhere around here, and I can't remember the last time, so I think the community will be very excited to see them in person and something different for the show, for sure. And also, legal has reviewed the contract and made some recommendations, so I also recommend approval contingent on the recommendations from our legal.
Okay.
That's a moment.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Ramirez. Second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Next item is 6, planning, letter A. Discussion and possible action on the final approval of re-subdivision of Lot 2A, Plaza de Mar subdivision.
Mayor, this subdivision, this 2 lots is to the west side of Chili's. Again, the original plat was 2 lots, and we got sold, they turned into 1 lot, now it's back to 2 lots. You're still going to have the T-Mobile antenna, and the other side of the future, Dutch Brothers Coffee. We don't know the tenant for the other lot yet, but it's ready for final approval.
Okay, that's the Dutch Brothers. All right. Any questions for Mr. Milan?
Planning, you recommend approval?
Yes.
I so
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 6A by Commissioner Olivares.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Escobedo. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 6B, discussion and possible action on the final approval of the Oak Hill subdivision.
Here, this is a residential subdivision just north of Live Oak subdivision behind the old water district. It's for final approval. All the infrastructure is in place, streets. There's been testing. It's City of Rio Grande City Water. It's 50 lots, residential lots. We have the engineer in the audience also. Do you have any questions? And it's been inspected also by the different city departments.
Is everything good as far as water pressure, the fire hydrants, all that? Drainage, we're good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And it was approved by planning and zoning as well, so we entertain a motion at this time.
I so move, Mayor.
Have a motion to approve item 6A by Commissioner Escobedo, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 6C, discussion possible action on the preliminary plat approval for Union Heights RV Resort Station subdivision.
This the subdivision within our 5-mile ETJ for an RV park. The owner has disclosed some of the details of the infrastructure and design of the RV park. It's going to have a fence, going to have a swimming pool, and it's a site for RVs, rental spaces.
Okay. And you already have the plans and you're good with those?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is the preliminary, so we're still looking at the, we're looking at drainage and lighting and so on in the next cycle.
Correct.
All right.
We still need to come back for final.
Okay, do we, any questions?
Approve as presented.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 6C by Commissioner Olivares, second by Commissioner De Leon. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand. Motion passes. Next item is 6D, discussion, consideration, and possible action on preliminary approval of the 755 Estates Phase 1 subdivision.
Mr. Mayor, there's a request to move item 6D into item 8B for consideration under real estate under executive session.
Okay. No objection? Objection, we'll move it to executive. That was 6D. Okay. And then, okay. Next item is 7, executive session, chapter 551 Texas Government Code, section 551.071, consultation with attorney, section 551.072, and section 551.074, personnel matters. At this time, it is 7:09 p.m. It is 8:46 PM. At this time, we're back to item 8, reconvene, and going back to item 5D, discussion, consideration, and possible action on preliminary approval of the 755 Estates Phase 1 subdivision, and there's no action at this time. Next item is 8A, no action on item 8A, no action on item 8B, and no action on item 8C. Any closing announcements or anything, Chief?
No, Mayor.
Conclude today.
Thank you all for all the support, and we're good. Thank all the staff.
Okay, do we entertain a motion at this time for adjournment? A motion to adjourn by Commissioner Escobedo, second by Commissioner Olivares. All those in favor signify by raising the right hand. Motion passes. Meeting is adjourned, and it is 8:47 PM. Thank you for your time.
You'll have a good night.
Read it.
Thank you. Thank you for your hard work, sir. Thank you.